There it is. All right, cool. Now we're up and running. Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was literally just said invite. Like I sent you the invite, and then my camera shut off.
I saw people in there, but it wasn't working. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah, that sucked.
It's hard to figure out, but now next time we'll know.
Yeah, it's just reset everything and then go from there. It's annoying, but
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it is what it
whatever.
is.
Whatever. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
So let me delete those other lives before they like take over my channel.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, I got to go through and like reset them all. So bummer. Oh well.
Is what it is. We'll wait for a couple. I'm sure people will jump back in this one.
Yeah, I know. I've been monkeying with this for 20 minutes now.
It's kind of a. I mean, it's hard to figure out, but now that we know, I need to get a
Yeah.
studio in my house, so I have not a plain background. But oh well.
Yeah, my next thing is putting a studio in the house. Like I have most of the stuff. I just got to build it out the right way.
Yeah.
Like the office one is cool, but honestly, I'd rather just do it from the house.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So all right. Yeah, that was weird. I wonder where that was.
Yeah, and then the other one, it wouldn't let me join at all. It was just you by yourself. So I was like, all right,
Yeah, I sent you the invite. It wouldn't let me do the collab thing on it after I sent it. So I don't know if it's
weird.
just the system's glitchy or what it is.
Probably, yeah.
Whatever. I'll get it figured out
Mm-hmm.
eventually.
For real.
Pulling up the live on my computer, and then we'll just go, and then they could resort to the what do you call it, the recording after this.
True, true.
Yeah. So all right, screw it. What did I say we were going to go over?
Market stuff. Currently, kind of what we're seeing. I'll talk a little bit about the Fed rate cuts, what that means for people, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we jump into that? I think that's the most interesting thing in real estate right now is the Fed cut. Because they cut rates, and rates were trending down leading up to that, and then what was it last Monday, the Monday before they announced that rate was going down, and then mortgage rates jumped right back up.
Yeah, exactly. So, honestly, usually when the Fed cuts their rate, that's what happens. It's really hard to tell people that because if you're not in the industry, it's really hard to understand. Like, people think, hey, I'm pre qualified at a 6.25 rate. And then if the Fed cut the rate a quarter, now I should be at 6. So let me call my lender.
Yeah,
Well, it's hard to explain to them that now you're actually at 6.375 in some cases. You know, the market has reacted good to it before as far as the Fed cut, but typically it gets a little turbulent. So it's kind of hard to tell people that, but I think the more we let them know, they're going to catch on. So I think the mortgage rates kind of react early, like they started going down before the Fed cut the rate, and I think that's kind of always the way it is.
yeah. Well, they do it in anticipation because usually they brokers know prior to going down it's going to go down, so they'll
Correct.
start kind of notching them down a little bit at a time, heading into that major announcement, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Because when rates were spiking like crazy years ago, when they were it went from the 3 to the 4 to the 5. What I always noticed during that time is rates were going up and up and up. When they'd announced that rate hike, mortgages would drop they dropped like a 1/4% at the time back then.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just depends. But I mean, lately it's been a little bit of a wild card in the market. But I think, like, for example, now, like, I think the rates are going to start settling again because they kind of jumped up after that last cut. Um, I think they'll, uh, I think they'll start to settle again as we get more and more confidence of the next rate cut. So we're going to start reacting to that a little early, which is par for the course. That's usually the way it goes. So it's nothing out of the norm. It's just kind of the way it works.
Yeah. So I mean, while we're talking about rates, like I mean, best case scenario this year on the resale market. You're a lender on the lending side. Where do you think they hit? Personally, I don't see them going below like 5 3/4. It feels like every time we get some good news that they could be trending down, something silly happens, or a
Yeah,
bad job market comes out, or sorry, job market report comes out.
I've heard a lot of different opinions on this, and I tell people it is just that. It's just an opinion because no one knows. Like not even the best of the best know. Like Warren Buffett doesn't even know what's going to happen. Nobody does.
Yeah.
So I think if we were to get to 5.75 as a average mortgage rate this year, that would be a stretch. I don't think we'll get there.
You don't think we're gonna hit 5.57?
Nah, I don't think so. It
Okay.
depends. And we would have to have a lot of positive movement, meaning good for rates within the next 2 months. I mean, we would have to tread pretty fast to get there, I think, you
Okay.
know. But I mean, I hope so. I think I want to say yes, but just the way it seems like you said, we go down and then it jumps back up again. So right when everyone starts thinking that we're out of the woods and they're going to get better and better and better, they jump right back up and they go up a lot faster than they come down.
So they go
So
up a lot faster yeah, okay. That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. I've
Mhm.
never heard it put that way before, but I like that. That's a good way to look at it. Because as of today, what is it, the 29th of September, if you're watching in the future, rates, what, we're about 6.62, 6.1?
Yeah. Yeah, 6.2, 6.1 is pretty average right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So I mean, hopefully we get to the 5.7, but we'll see. That'd be
Okay. So you
it'd be
don't see it
preferred.
happening. You think we'll be under six to finish out the year?
I hope so. That I think's possible.
Yeah.
Um, we'll see. I hope so. I think that's in the cards.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, let's look forward to like 2026. What do you think rates are doing then? Do you think we're back in the 6.5 range, or do you think we're getting favorable, or do you think it's just stagnant, just flat?
There there's so many factors. I think we're gonna see probably some improvement first quarter. What I think is that the rates are gonna get better first quarter of next year, January, February, March.
Okay.
And then I think after that, they're gonna kind of be level, more or less. Um, Toward going down through the rest of the year. That's what I think. But I mean, hopefully they get better all year, right? Like we all want that. But I
Yeah, in a
don't,
perfect world.
I think that first quarter we'll probably see improvement, and then after that it'll kind of taper off. And if we do see improvement, it'll be slower than it was first quarter. That would be kind of my guess for now.
Okay. So to finish out 2026, you think we still see like an incremental decline, or you think we're just pretty much flat after Q2?
I think if I think we will see a decline, but it'll be very slow. It would be, nothing drastic. It would take, it would still be there. They would at least be steady or dropping slightly.
Okay. Well, that's good for everybody if they keep going down. Yeah, prior to the kind of stall in the housing market, I hate to be that guy, but I thought rates staying high was kind of a good thing. I know that hurts us. It hurts affordability. It hurts sales.
Hmm.
But rates were just so low for so long. We needed a shift to happen. I don't see them raising rates enough to bring housing pricing down. But I think we're at a point now where it's just, yeah, they need to come down. It's so few people can actually afford, and so few people can, the people that can afford, they're just so reluctant to do anything because there's so much, what if, or I heard, or this might happen.
Correct. And I think like for now, like in the last, 2, 3 months or, what have you, the inventory's been picking up slowly but surely.
Hmm.
So there is affordability, but it's more or less coming from people having the ability to get closing cost credit from the seller and buy their rate down rather than the rates actually being better.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, there's some affordability, I think, more or less there now, but it's not from the rates actually being better. It's just if the rates would actually come down, then it would solve a lot of problems because now, you see the days on market increasing because with the current rates, there's still not a ton of buyers. Like, we need more buyers to come in. So, and I think they will soon, but
I think they will too. I've noticed, my conversations with people that are on the fence or waiting are starting to get a little more favorable. I think folks are just kind of getting their heads around that this is the housing market now. This is
right.
the housing climate that we're in. And it hasn't really had a big impact on pricing. I think still year from the beginning of the year we're up like 2%.
Yeah.
I know Redfin, I think Zillow, they all expected us to drop by 1 to 3%, but
Hmm.
it's actually gone up. I know the last couple months we could say it's gone down, but those first few months of the year, pricing went up.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's still going up. It's going up slower than it was obviously during COVID and whatnot, but that's because, everyone was qualifying for so much more because the rates were 2.5 or 3% or whatever the case was. So, um, yeah, it's still going up. I think that's always going to be the case, and I think part of that has to do with market. Like, there's
Mhm.
markets where prices are going down, but in Southern California is it's
Oh,
just a
yeah.
different game.
Yeah, if you look at, parts of Arizona, I think Austin's getting their butt kicked. Most of
Florida.
Florida, yeah, Florida,
Mhm.
it's almost impossible to sell a house right now.
Yeah.
That could be rates, but I know there's a lot of stuff going on with insurance companies where they're doubling and tripling people's insurance costs every year.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot, but when you actually put it in perspective, and your home insurance for the year goes from like 1,200 to 3,600, which is happening to a lot of people in California. That affordability gets even harder.
Right. Yeah. And that's another thing with the payments that we're quoting people. It's not only with the interest rate. It's like, hey, back in the day, you could get insurance for 120 bucks a month, and now that same insurance is 275.
Hmm.
So not only is the rate higher, but the insurance is higher too. So I think, I mean, obviously the rates are trending down, which is great, and then the prices are going up not as fast. So there's hope of affordability in the future. It's coming, but yeah, the insurance thing's a whole nother problem. Like, I don't think there's a foreseeable end in that.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I have a few friends I talk to about insurance, and they just literally, it's just they put their hands up. They're like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know how it's going to change.
Yeah.
I think there's going to have to be a shift in that industry for a huge shift in that industry for anything to change. Just because it's those payouts that they were doing for like the fires here, they're
Hmm.
passing those savings on to us. By savings, I mean the cost of that.
Right.
Yeah, and Edison's doing the same thing, because they got their butts sued. Southern California Edison,
Hmm.
so it's electricity's going up too. It's
Yeah.
um, it's a perfect storm of weird.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really wild. People are, I think, like I was saying, the affordability is coming around, but there's so many factors right now. Like, the interest rates are and the prices aren't the only thing to look at. Obviously, like
Hmm.
we're saying, the insurance and all the other things. So it's stuff people don't even think about. The big thing is, and that's why it's sometimes hard being a lender, is because everyone's so hyper focused on rates, but it's like there's more to it than that. Like, the rate is obviously the biggest thing of the payment, but
Hmm.
there's more to it than that. So people don't think about all the little stuff, but it adds up too.
Yeah, and it's kind of the rate was nobody cared about it, or it was never really a conversation until, I mean, really, like right around 21, 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been doing this since 2015, and it was just always like, oh, rates are good. I never had anybody really. I mean, people would push back on like a quarter or 0.5%, but it was never, oh, they're 4.5 right now. I'm going to wait for them to go down to 3.
Right.
It was never they're 5. That's way too high. We definitely got spoiled with those like twos and threes for so long.
Hmm. Yeah, that was I mean, it was great because, but it was also a problem because, like we were saying, people were bidding over appraisal so high, it was like so hard to get a house.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
you had to have so much
Definitely a
cash.
weird time. Yeah,
Yeah.
cash. They're cleaning out their retirement, and today most of them are. It was a gamble, but a lot of them are sitting in a much better position today because of it.
Yeah.
At the time it was scary, and it was one of those I really did not like telling people like, hey, here's an option. It just felt kind of not right.
Hmm.
But luckily, if you did that, you took a 40, $50,000 investment, and you made 120 on it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that was great. I mean, a lot of those people, yeah, they're sitting on a ton of equity. They have a cheap payment. So,
Hmm.
I mean, I always tell people, whenever you're ready to buy, just buy, because who knows what's going to happen. You're going to, if you sit around for a year, 2 years, 3 years waiting on something to change, then, and if maybe it does change a little or maybe it doesn't, you're going to have already missed out on so much equity. We've even seen that with people that we help personally. Like,
Hmm.
wait around so long. And it's like, you could have had 90 grand in equity already because you waited 3.5 years or whatever. And now you're just now out shopping for a house. So
Yeah, and you're looking for a smaller house, or lesser house than you would have been
that
during that
too.
time.
Yeah. Hmm.
Or folks trying to outsave the market. I think
Yeah.
that's been our biggest one is it's, well, we're going to save cash for another year, so we have a bigger down payment. But I mean, yeah, when housing's rising 2%, yeah, you can almost do it. But I mean, historically, the way it's been 5.5%, um,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to. I mean, you got to save if you're looking at a $600,000 house, 5%, you got to save over 30 grand a year just to keep up.
Yeah, it's not realistic for most people.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's a tough one too. I think people overthink it in a sense. Like they'll be ready and they're still thinking like, well, I'm gonna I'm gonna just wait it out and wait for this to happen. Well, like that might never happen, whatever that is for you. Some people it's prices to go down or the rates to come down or whatever, you
hmm
know. And then when the rates do come down, the prices drive up a lot faster than 2%. That's the
yeah.
advantage right now.
Well, and
So,
I mean, rates just came down. Really, they came down what, like a tenth, a 20th, something like that.
yeah.
And mortgage applications are up by a lot,
Hmm.
more than they've been I mean, the last couple of years. I'm noticing open houses, and even on our listings, we're getting more offers or more legitimate offers and more interest than we were like 3 weeks ago. Some advice I really thought about sharing with people in July was wait until September when the temperature on the housing market gets a little more favorable. Glad
Hmm.
I didn't give that advice because I don't think that's 100% accurate, but it does feel a lot more positive in the market right now.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot more action right now. We're seeing it through purchase applications, refinance applications, whatever the case is, or just inquiries and, stuff like that. Usually around this time it does start cooling off, but it doesn't really seem like that's the case this year. Um, it
No,
seems like
I agree, and I think the last couple of years, I mean, really since like 2022 when rates doubled, feels like that every year. It's been 3 years now, but that spring market gets pushed back by a few months. That's
Mhm.
just kind of what I've noticed. Being on listing and buy side, is that spring market goes back a month or two. So I guess it kind of makes sense that 3 years later, the spring market's pushed back to closer to September.
Yeah, that
I,
feels like what's happening for sure.
yeah, like I expect a busy season,
Hmm.
but yeah, okay. So we covered that. I've never on this channel. I've never really talked about down payment assistance. You just want to cover that, so we got something out there.
Yeah, I mean, I have people inquire about it quite a bit. I tell people it's really good if you fit in that box. Um, I know Cal is the big one. That's the
hmm
main down payment assistance that most lenders use. Um, the only problem with that is that there's some income restrictions, and typically the rate's not very good.
With it
So
with income restrictions, you mean it's if you make too much, right?
yeah, like you make too much money, like you have to make 80% of the area median income. So typically, if you make that amount, which I believe in Riverside, that's like 75 or to 85 grand off the top of my head, if I remember right. It's hard to qualify to buy a house
So
at that.
75 to 85 grand is the median income for Riverside.
Well, the median's like 100 and change, but you have to be 80% of that amount.
Okay.
So, um, it's kind of hard to qualify sometimes with that, depending on where you're buying. So at Secure Choice Lending, we have a down payment assistance program that follows FHA guidelines. So there's no income restriction, there's no DTI restriction, and it's a 580 credit score, but you still get your down payment assistance. So I usually try to go with that when I talk to people. Um, it's
That's like an
because
in-house product, or is that like a platinum or
yeah, no, it's one of the banks we use. Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's just a lot better because the rate they still bump the rate a little, and there's some of course there's some extra closing costs because nothing in life's really free. It's not free money.
Sure.
But it is a good option if you need, a little extra funds or whatever the case is. So there's something good to look into. I like it because there's not restrictions like Cal. Cal is great depending on where you're buying, but with like today, like there's with the way the prices are, it's kind of a struggle to qualify with that because of the income limits.
Yeah.
So
So right now, Cal Half is what, probably like a 6 3/4.
they probably, yeah, I've had a guess, yeah.
Okay, I know you don't like hearing about new builds because it kind of eats into your business, but I see a lot of new builds offering, or not a lot, they are offering like 5.7, 5.8 right now on Cal HFA.
Yeah.
To get that, are they buying the rate down? Is that what that is?
I don't know exactly how the new builds are doing it. Typically, it would be a rate buy down. Yes, the new builds, when like you go to a new construction and you see like this lot 1 through 15 has a 3.99% rate or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to use this example because it's very common. They do what's called a forward commitment. New builds do. Basically, they're buying a bunch of money and saying, "Hey, all these 3.99 rates are going to be allocated for these 15 or 20 lots, and whoever comes and buys it's going to get it no matter what. Whether they have to pay a little extra for it due to credit score, whatever the case is, they're going to get it." So they have a huge business and are able to do that. But that's the main way they're doing it. It's called a forward commitment.
Okay, I've never heard that term, but I
Hmm.
know that is a huge sales point right now.
Hmm.
A lot of them are offering like 3.9 or 4.9.
Yeah.
I do know with a few of them, you're kind of locked into a 3 to 5 year commitment, depending on the
Hmm.
way you do it. You can't sell for that amount of time, or they could go after you for not damages, but it'd be like lost income.
Hmm.
Um, Smoke and deal though, if you can get it. Like if I was a first time buyer right now, that's exactly what I would do.
Dude, there some of them are doing like a regular 1.2 tax rate. I've seen HOA prepaid.
Yeah,
I think you posted one with utilities prepaid.
yeah. They had a. It was one in Beaumont. Message below if you want to know where it's at. I'll get you some information on it, but it's 3 years of electricity paid, 3 years of HOA paid, and then 3 years of basic cable. They're also giving $15,000 to $30,000 back in closing costs. So with that $15,000 to $30,000, you can use it to buy the rate down.
Yeah,
So it's just
it's impressive.
it doesn't make sense. Like I know it works because I've done a few of them, but it's crazy that they can do that.
I always gauge, like, I've always looked at new builds incentives as kind of a gauge on how much inventory there is and how fast stuff is selling.
Yeah.
Because when stuff's flying off the shelf, so to speak, they're not doing incentives like that. So with prices not going up as fast and like the new build incentives, like it can be a great deal. If you find
Mhm.
something you like and they're gonna do a rate incentive or whatever the case is, like I'm not knocking it. Like it is what it is, you know?
Yeah, yeah, and you're right. Because a couple of years ago, you can tell how fast their inventory is moving by how willing they are to work with the buyer.
All
I mean, because
right.
a couple of years ago, I mean, they just would not work with as realtors. They would not work with us.
Hmm.
It was literally like just no,
Yeah, I remember
no,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they weren't doing anything. So now you can tell they want to sell a house now. Like,
yeah. Well, they're sitting on more inventory than they have in the past couple of years. So I think they're just
mhm,
trying to get around how to handle it or how to get through it quicker. And so they're playing with these different type of incentive ideas. Oh, something that a lot of people hate about new builds is almost all of them have HOAs.
mhm,
I posted a couple of videos ago, or I think my last two videos were new builds with no HOAs. Most of them have HOA, and almost all of them have a 1.8% or better tax rate.
mhm.
If you go resale, you could do no HOA and a 1.2% tax rate, but you're going to be looking at pre 2000 build.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can definitely get a cheaper. You can get your. The thing is, if like the new build rate incentive A isn't there or B isn't very good, that's when can become like a lot more pricey because
Yeah,
the taxes are going to be higher. You're going to have solar, HOA. But if they're doing the rate incentive, which I would say what 90% of them are, then
yeah,
you're going to get a great deal.
yeah. There's one or two right now that I can think of off the top of my head that aren't doing it right now, but they're giving you some cash towards your closing costs.
Hmm.
But most of them, some areas they're even doing free solar on them too.
That's pretty impressive. It's
Yeah,
pretty wild.
yeah. So I'm assuming that once we kind of transition back more into sellers market, if that's the case, a lot of those incentives are just going to go bye bye.
They
Um,
will. Yeah.
so they got to make their money, and I think kind of right now what they're doing is, if you go to a car like you go buy a car, you see something advertised for way under Blue Book,
Hmm.
they call it a loss leader. I think that's what a lot of the new builds are doing right now.
Yeah.
They're throwing it out there because when they're in the early phases, word of mouth in the community is one of the best way to sell those.
Yeah.
Because out here you get a lot of people, moving from LA, Orange County, not so much other states lately, from what I've seen, but they got family out there. They want their family to come out.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's totally true. Yeah, the new builds can be pretty awesome. I mean, it depends what you're looking for, obviously, but yeah, they're definitely giving a lot of great deals right now. I don't think that this might be like the second time I've seen incentives like this, and even that other time, I want to say it wasn't even like the way it is now. Like they're incentivizing heavy.
it's crazy. Yeah, no, it's like if I was gonna buy right now, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah.
Of course, there's drawbacks because the house you look at the community is not going to be the one you get. They show you the things dolled up to the nines.
Yeah.
Also, you got to take into account any upgrades you're going to do eventually, or concrete landscaping, irrigation. That stuff does add up. Not the worst thing
Hmm.
in the world, but because you're getting a brand new house with what, a year warranty or 13 months in some cases,
Hmm.
but not a bad deal at all.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, it depends what people are looking for. Some people want something resale and some don't. I mean, it depends, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I was going through like news because I was like, what else can we add to this? I wanted to, hit the basics, the Fed cut, some down payment assistance programs. Those are always my most popular questions. Um, One of the things I saw and we've heard, being in the business is this article stood out to me. Southern California lost 46,800 real estate jobs in 3 years.
Wow.
That's we're kind of talking about the market being slow. That's a lot of agents and a lot of lenders not renewing their licenses.
Dang, 46,000, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
46,000. We're down compared to 2008 numbers. We're still down 24,000. There was 714,000 realtors in the state of California in August of 2008.
That's why it's important to work with a professional. Like I'm full time, you're full time, like that's very
Yeah.
important because you don't want to, if you're someone that's going to be buying a house or, you're going to buy a house and one day you're going to sell it and not buy another one or you're going to buy a rental or whatever the case is, you want to keep working with the same person typically. It's just
Mhm.
the best way to do it. It'll make you more comfortable. It's easier for everyone involved. Um, I think working with a professional is very important for that reason. You don't want a part timer or someone that's not going to stick it out through the market. Like it's definitely gotten slower, like in the last few years, but I think we're starting to see it a tick up now. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people got out of the business for sure, and I think that's either people that weren't doing it full time or people that obviously couldn't maintain a living off it or whatever the case was. So it kind of
Yeah.
weeds out a lot of people that maybe weren't the greatest anyway, or not necessarily not the greatest, just that didn't really take it all that seriously.
Yeah, and that's always been a big thing in our industry, so to speak. Is you get a lot of people just kind of coming in, they make a quick buck and kind of hang around for a little bit,
Yep.
but they're not really staying savvy with the current market or the current trends. And sadly, right now you're seeing a lot of them, a lot exit the industry. But the way this business is, it really isn't for. Not to sound like cliche, it's not for everybody.
No.
There's a certain level of discipline and just wanting it that has to go on.
Yeah.
Sadly, like when you stop going out there and really like staying involved in the market or involved in the industry, you just eventually get weeded out.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we've seen that a lot. I know people that personally aren't doing it anymore. So I can imagine the sheer amount of people I don't know because it's just crazy to see. Or I'll have an agent call me or a referral partner and say, "Hey, I can't get a hold of my lender or I can't get a hold of my agent." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to say it to them because I don't want to be insulting, but I'm like, they're probably not in the business anymore, you know?" So
Yeah, yeah.
it is
Sadly,
what it is.
sadly.
Yeah. So it's wild, but I mean, it's part of the game. It has its ups and downs. I think a lot of the other thing is a ton of people got in during COVID.
Yeah, that's true. It did really really peak. There was a lot of brand new numbers running out and showing listings and listing homes. But yeah, so if you got in during that time, it was weird. It's like I was saying, there's a lot of stuff I didn't like during that time. I know a lot of people that got in, they're like, "Oh, this is just how it is," and they didn't have a problem with it. And then, of course, when things shifted, they just could not get their head around it, um,
Right.
which is normal. I know they say what, like I think like 90% of us or 86% of us fell out within the first like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah,
I think this is at 3 to 5 years, something like that.
that's typical, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I think a lot of those numbers are going to happen anyways, but I think they might
Mhm.
be a little inflated because of all the people that got in that mass intro into it. But
That's
I
what
know a
I
lot of people
think.
that were like in other industries that were reaching out saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing real estate." They went and got their license, did a deal, and then they went right back to whatever it was, teaching, post office,
Dude, I had a few
construction.
clients I closed and then I reached out to them like again just to follow up and they're like, "Oh, I'm an agent now. Oh, I'm doing loans." I'm like, "Oh, what?"
Yeah.
but that hasn't happened in years. Like those, I used to get those questions. Do I want to be in the business? How do I do it? I don't get that much anymore.
I was a knucklehead at one point. I bought a house. This is back in 2011 when I bought my first one. Sold it. Thought this might be kind of a cool job. And then the next house I bought, I was the agent on, and I called my lender, and he's like, "You're in the business?"
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah, he's like, "All right, let's go sell some homes."
That's cool. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, luckily it worked out. I mean, hasn't been the easiest, but
No, it's expected, but it is what it
yeah.
is. Kind of what we signed up for.
Yeah, yeah, I had no idea what I was getting into. I thought it was gonna be a lot. It's a lot different. It's a lot harder, but it's also a lot of. It's not as hard as I thought.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Not as hard, meaning I thought it was something completely different. But
Yeah.
really, what the job is, you just talk to a lot of people and kind of offer value, and eventually, some people want to work with you.
That's the thing is I think giving like good information too and letting people just like hear you have dialogue like we're doing here like I see a lot of people post content where a lot of it's super good but some of the videos like I remember like for a while in the industry like the TikTok like videos where like the dances were like really popular like
Yeah,
for like every industry I guess but
I
including
never
real
did it.
estate.
I never did it, but yeah,
Dude,
no, I
that's
know.
good. Like, I think like it was cool, I guess, to like get views, but I'm like, this has no value to your client though.
Oh, it's no value at all. It was just fucking pointing, freaking point, whatever. Just
Correct.
pointing at
There's like,
random shit and doing this. Like,
I'm like,
I still see people do it. I still see people get business from it. I don't get it.
I don't either.
It's
Each their own. I guess it's entertainment.
yeah,
That's the name of the game. But
yeah. I don't get it, but yeah, like you said, to each their own. But the thing I don't like about it is I feel like it gives us like it's kind of like the used car salesman. Like you see them on TV, like dancing and playing an accordion or something like that, or like dumping
yeah,
ice cream on their head to try and get like attention.
yeah, it's like
Like
cheesy.
yeah, it's too cheesy. It's just like where's the
Yeah,
value? It's like we're navigating through like one of the biggest financial decisions most people are going
exactly.
to make.
Yeah, like it's not a joke, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's not a joke, but like if you're going to get attracted by somebody like whatever,
Yeah.
to
No,
each
I
their own.
see. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. Any other topics you want to hit? We've been going about 30 minutes.
Um, Nothing really right now that I can think of that's super prominent. I think we got most of it. I mean, the big thing lately, like you were saying, has been the rates and stuff and the Fed cuts. But I mean, everything else right now is I think, pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's kind of wait and see, but I think we're just kind of cruising through the end of the year.
Pretty
I think
much is kind of the way it feels. Yeah.
yeah, I think we'll get some on and off good news. Anyways, so this is more of like a Riverside Inland Empire channel. Off the top of your head, there was no preparation behind this. What's your favorite city in the Inland Empire?
Oh, mine,
Yeah,
Riverside for sure.
Riverside.
Yep.
All right.
How about
Well,
yours?
I'm from Mobile, so it's just like where I know and love.
Yeah.
But I'd probably say Riverside's cool, but I'd say Redlands or Upland.
Redland,
If I was gonna
Upland's
say,
really cool.
if I was gonna say like absolute favorite, Redlands it's a cool city.
That's true.
When you go there,
Honestly,
you don't feel like you're like not like you don't feel like you're like in California. It just feels like not where it doesn't feel like it's where it's at.
it has like a really to me it has like kind of a cool like retro vibe, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, yeah, and the housing out there is just really cool as shit. You got like colonial, what do you call it, like Craftsman. You got that
Everything.
historic district where you just drive through and it's just like, wow, how is
It's
this here?
impressive. Dude, the downtown Redlands is super fun too. I feel like it's like people don't think about it, or I don't at least, but like when I go, I'm like, it's cool here. Like it's a cool city for sure.
Yeah, it's a nice spot. Back in the day, I worked at a business over there, and one of my friends had a place like literally like right in downtown Redlands. So we'd go over there and kind of hang out and then just cruise around and
That's cool.
didn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So, well, you said Riverside. Like, what are your favorite things to do in Riverside?
I like Riverside because like I feel like you don't really have to leave ever. Like there's kind of everything here. It's such a big city.
Yeah,
Um
it's huge.
yeah, it just has a little of everything. Like we have the mall, like that's a fairly decent. I think it's a nice mall. Like there's a lot of good restaurants, places to eat. Like it has like a little of everything, you know. So I think it has a good mix of things, and um, You know, whether you're looking for a larger home, you can find it here. If you want a smaller house, you can find it here, depending on the area. Like, it's just a little, it's a good mix. You know, there's different neighborhoods and different pockets where people prefer to be for whatever reason. The golf courses, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you got, like, a private golf course, but, and then, Canyon Crest isn't private anymore, right? I think they switched it to, like, half membership or something
Y-
weird?
Yeah, Victoria. Yeah, I think it's like a half membership now as of recently.
Yeah, or, not Canyon Crest, right?
Yeah, that's the Victoria Club. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, no, you're right. You have housing for everything. You got like old, like downtown. You got like the old Craftsman style homes. If
Hmm.
you want newer, you could go to that area over off the 210 and the 60 or the 91 and the 60, where it's all newer. It was where you wanted to buy originally.
Oh yeah, Spring Mountain Ranch.
Spring Mountain Ranch. That's it.
Yeah,
And then of course, Orange Crest, which kind of what Beaumont reminds me of. It's like a new Orange Crest.
I agree. Yeah,
It's just all master planned. Everything's built around parks and schools.
yeah.
What are your favorite like restaurants in Riverside?
I like Dapper. That's fairly new.
Oh, you like that place?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I went there once. I thought it was okay.
I think it's pretty cool. I like the vibe there. The state that's new too. It's pretty good. I don't love the state, but I think the vibe's cool. And I mean, it's just like the state in Rancho. It's if you like that, you know.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've
Um,
been there.
there's like little dive bars I like to go to, like little small places and stuff too. So,
Like
but yeah,
Arts.
Arts, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
classic. Like the
yeah,
Sire, it's been here since like the 50s.
yeah. Sire's cool. It literally feels like you're walking into the 50s.
Literally, it's
Like,
pretty cool.
I think the most impressive thing about it is that nobody's smoking in there.
I know, it's great. That's the thing. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Like I think there's like I like that retro kind of stuff. You know, it's pretty cool.
yeah, that's
And then
cool.
like the wood streets are cool. Like a lot of people like to drive down there. You know.
Yeah, you get like the tree lined streets over there, and it just feels like it's like going back in time almost.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like that some of that like original like old school stuff is here still.
Yeah, it like you totally forget about it. Just kind of like because usually I'm showing in like Orange Crest or Mission Grove.
Hmm.
Or like people are looking at the new builds or even like Woodcrest, and you go to like the Wood Street. You're like, I forgot this was over here.
Yeah, it's cool though.
Yeah. What's like your favorite food spot?
Dang, that's my favorite. It's tough.
I think you
Honestly,
always call me for Grapal.
yeah, I like Grapal. That's definitely one of them. Grapal's I go there often. I went there on Saturday actually. Um, that's probably like one like my number one or two. I would say that it's between there and Duke's Bar and
Oh, you
Grill.
do like Duke's? Yeah, I've been there with you a
Yeah,
few times.
it's just like a dive bar, but like they have like the food's very much better than you would think it is. So I don't know. I like that kind of like vibe. You know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I like Moreno Valley too. My parents live there in Sunnymead Ranch. It's a good area. I like it. There's a lot to do there too. I lived there for a long time.
Yeah, Centipede Ranch is where when people are like most of my business is in Ring of Valley. That's where I do most of my marketing.
Hmm.
So when I get people looking from out of the area, it's always like, "Oh, we heard that you have to be in Centipede Ranch."
Yeah.
Like that's what I've always heard. My wife grew up there. I know that area well. I think it's a cool area. It's most of it's a little bit older. It's all like 80s and 90s builds, but
Hmm.
it's a cool area. I was actually shooting some drone footage over there today because we were advertising a listing. So I was doing some drone over the HOA park, and
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
it had alarms or what, but something kept going off after I got past a certain point, and I'm
Oh,
like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here or not.
they
So
probably lasered you or something. That's crazy.
maybe then I'm like, are they going to shoot my stuff down? Like.
Seriously.
But yeah, no, that's a cool area. There's a good sushi spot up there. You ever go to was it Oishi?
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't think I've been there, but I've heard of it.
Oh, we got to go sometime. I was trying to take my wife today because I was like, dude, let's do a property tour out here. I'm gonna have it on this channel soon, but let's do a property tour, get some B-roll and some drone footage, and catch like a local like food spot.
Heck
So
yeah.
she's like, I don't like sushi.
I
I
don't
really I
I
really want to showcase that place, but
no, for sure. I'm down to go soon. I've been getting into sushi more lately. I went to Sushi Station like a month ago by my house. And then there's a place in Riverside called Uka that's like super good.
Uka's good. Uka's really
Yeah.
good. What
Yeah.
sushi station is that on Trotwine?
It's on Van Buren.
Okay, over by the was it the Albertsons right there?
Yeah, it's like down that way. Yeah.
Was it good?
Yeah, I thought it was good.
Okay. I like the one in the Mission Grove in Mission Grove Shopping Center.
I haven't been to that one.
It's they changed the name a couple years ago. I can't remember what it's called. that one's really good. It's one of my favorite ones out here.
Dang, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. And then, have you ever been to Joe's? I don't even know if it's still there anymore. Joe Sushi.
No. Mm-mm.
They literally just party in there the whole time.
Nice.
Yeah, like you walk in, they got like the lights and like confetti and stuff going off.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Everyone has like their little spots they like to go, like their little niche little spots.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, and then yeah, but Oishi, we got to grab that next time we go out and eat. Like it's
Let's,
actually really good.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Cool. I think we're running out of viewers here, so I think we covered quite a bit. We're on here
Yeah, I
for
think
40
so.
minutes.
I think we're good.
So, all right, cool. Well, if anybody's watching, any questions you might have, or if you're watching in the future, drop them below. I'll cover them on the next one. I do plan on doing these every Monday at 6:30. I'm still trying to figure out the structure on it, obviously. But yeah, anything you want to see covered, I've been trying to drop a poll in the comment section on my page. I think it's actually called posts. I drop a poll there once a week, ask what you guys want covered. So, feel free to engage on there. Again, this is Cody. He's my lender. I'll put his information below if you're looking for, information on how to get qualified or even just game planning, whether it's 2 days from now, 2 weeks from now, or even 10 years from now, we'll still be around.
Yep,
But again, thanks for jumping on, man. Everyone who watched, thank you for watching.
for sure.
Catch you on the next one.
All right. See ya.
Cool. All right, man.